Hi, everybody. Welcome to ABC Gluten Free. Today's show is called Apple Treats Action. Thank you guys for tuning in today. We're glad to have you here, whether you're tuning in from the app or you're tuning in from live stream or Facebook. We're so glad you're here. We have a beautiful, delicious, quick snack for you. And we're going to get started, but we just want to remind you that in the new year, we'll be going live only from the app. So if you want all the details on the stuff that we're going to be making, the tips and tricks, you're going to have to download our app. It's free. We've got a lot of free content, free stuff. So download it, iOS or Google, and don't miss out. All right, so we're going to get started because we're going to make this a quickie today. I'm going to go over the ingredients with you, and then Sophia's going to get to work. Our first ingredient that we're using is our Nutrilite Organic Protein Powder in vanilla. This has 21 grams of protein. It's super delicious. It tastes amazing. And we love it basically by itself in our Proteicino, which you guys have seen us do a million times, and in our smoothies. You all right? You're tired. You had a late night. I get it. So she's going to need this little booster of an apple treat. So if you want any information on our protein powder, we're going to put it up on our app. We'll also have it underneath this link that you're watching the show on. We want you to make sure you share it, you like it, you tag some friends that you might think might like this delicious treat or just might benefit from following us on live stream and on Facebook and all that other stuff. So very simple ingredients. We have apples here. We picked Granny Smith just because they kind of go really nicely with this recipe. We have our gluten-free flour blends. We have coconut sugar here, which we can keep out if we wanted to, because we have this a little bit of sweetener in the protein powder. Don't start cutting yet. We also have baking powder, just 1 teaspoon, 1.5 cup flour, 1/4 cup of coconut sugar, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I also have 1/8 teaspoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon and apples go really nicely together. I have this is 100 mLs of coconut milk, and I have 25 of each apple cider vinegar, and I have grapeseed oil. Okay, we're going to use both of those things in the recipe. But to start off first, we're going to get Sophia actually making the batter. So we have to make the batter first before we cut the apples. So the batter is going to consist of this ingredients. We're going to have to sift. I'm going to give her the 1.5 cups of gluten-free flour. She's going to sift it. I'm going to also give her the baking powder. She's going to sift that. If you wanted to do a little pinch of salt, you could. And then we're going to do 1 scoop of our vanilla Nutrilite Organics protein powder. So this snack actually can be for 1 person, or you can double it up and make it for 2. I brought out 4 apples here because I wasn't really sure exactly how much batter this was going to make, because we're kind of doing it today for you. We've done it in the past before. We've made a little bit different batters, but today we wanted to include our protein powder because sometimes, you need to get your protein in. You don't really, maybe some days you're tired of doing it one way or the other. So this is a great option for you. All right, so next we're going to do we want to do the coconut sugar or leave it out?
We can do it.
All right. God bless you. We have our cinnamon. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give Sophia the whisk. She can do a little whisking on that. So the apple cider vinegar is going to act kind of like as a little bit of a leavener because we're not using any eggs or butter. So we want to make sure that we kind of have the balance. So this is kind of like a pancake batter, or we maybe would use this for like a funnel cake. And I'm going to just add this into here. I'm going to pour the milk and apple cider vinegar in a little bit, and then I'm going to give Sophia the oil. We're using grapeseed oil. I really like grapeseed oil, or if you're using an organic olive oil, it's nice. And then we're just going to give her the rest of the liquids, and it starts to chunk up the milk. It makes it almost like a buttermilk. It's really nice to use that because you don't have to use dairy if you don't want to. You can keep this completely vegan, plant-based. Since we have our plant-based protein powder, it's also vegan certified, and it's gluten-free, so no soy, no gluten, no dairy, all the good stuff in here that we're going to be putting into our apple treats. All right, more liquids for Sophia. If you needed a little bit more liquid and 100 mLs wasn't enough, we can just use a little bit of water, or if you wanted to do some more milk, you could. I do have a little bit left in here. I'm going to put that right in. All right, let's take this away. We don't need this. How are you doing? All right? You need a little bit more liquids? I'll get you a little bit of water. What? I don't know. I'll give her a little bit more water. About 2 tablespoons. Go ahead, Star. Now you're good. You're good. You're good. And we just want to get ready for when the apples are done. We have our sticks here. Now you can decide if you want to put it on a stick or not. I know a lot of people put them on sticks and then they like freeze them. And then when they want them, they can just kind of dip them in the fryer or bake them in the oven. We're probably just going to make them today and eat them today. We're not going to save anything. We usually do save a lot of stuff though. You guys know that. We like make to extra, put it in a baggie, label it, and have it in the freezer for when we want it. That's good. That's good. A little bit more. So I want to mix this up. I want to make sure I've got a nice consistency. Sophia loves when I make her mix in this little heart-shaped bowl, don't you? I'm going to add the rest of that water. If you have a very starchy milk and you also have a very starchy flour, you're going to have a lot of gummy kind of texture. So you want to make sure that you add that apple cider vinegar to kind of break that up. It breaks them up from kind of sticking together. Go ahead, keep going a little bit. All right, so the last thing we're going to do, we're going to let our batter rest. You can leave that right there. And I'm going to have her cut the apples. So in order to cut the apples, we have our apple core. If you don't have one of these, I'm surprised actually. An apple core is kind of like an essential in anybody's kitchen, really. This apple core is really nice because it has the insert. It has the outer, and then this is the insert to kind of pop out the core. Now, I would save these cores and either juice them or we give them to the bunnies, right? Either one. Just be careful you don't pop it on your hand because that will really hurt. So what happens is the core comes out with the seeds, and if you miss a little bit, you can always kind of go down it one more time. So it comes out just like that. So you have the core. You can save them. You can juice them. You can throw them away if you want. You can break them down and make a little bit of applesauce if you like.
Apple skin.
Oh, did you go down sideways? Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Do it again. So once she has them cored, we're going to cut them into about 4 rings. Those 4 rings we're going to dip into our batter, and that's going to go into the fryer, and it's going to be yummy. So do you think we should use sticks or no sticks? Careful when you go down. Just kind of go slow. You can turn. There you go. Sometimes it's a 2-person job to core. We have a core and a peeler in the back that actually can either core and just peel or core, peel, and slice. But I didn't want to do those slices because it comes out like an accordion, which is fun. But when you're making something like this, you want to have like a nice thick slice. All right. All right. So why don't you cut these in half and we can get started on, I can get started on frying. So if you're tuning in for the first time, we welcome you to ABC Gluten Free. If you downloaded our app, we're so excited to have you here. If you're watching on live stream or Facebook, we want you to just maybe make a little comment on the bottom. Let us know if you would do this apple recipe or not, if you've ever tried the Nutrilite organic protein powder or not, and we'll make sure that we put the links in the bottom so you can check it out. This recipe is something that we've done in the past. We called it apple dumplings in the past, and then everybody was commenting that it's not really apple dumplings, but then I saw somebody post it and it was apple dumplings, so I was wondering if we had the right term. What are you doing with this? You're not going to cut this one? Yeah, you cut that one. Cut a ring. So you can see that this is very simple. It actually doesn't take very long, and you can have this snack ready to go. If you don't have a deep fryer like we do, you can just do some 2 to 3 inches of oil in your pot, and always save that oil because you can reuse that oil up to 3 to 4, sometimes 5 times, depending on if you filter it or not. So Sophia did a good job. We've got the apples sliced here. And even if they're a little bit brown, it's okay. We're still going to use them because we don't want to waste anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip the apple into the batter. And remember, we have our protein powder in here, so it's going to be yummy. We want to just make sure we coat it all. It might be a little hard at first. You have to get used to it. But you just want to take it and kind of go all the way around your little apple. Make sure you get the sides. I like to leave the skin on because I like the skin. But if you don't like the skin, you could take it off. And if you want to use your stick, you can. Should we do the stick or no stick, Sophia?
Yeah.
All right, well, if you want to do the stick, you have to put the stick on first, and then I'll put it in the batter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop this right into the fryer. You go through this way, like, you know what I mean? You go up like this, like a lollipop. All right, I'm going to drop this into the fryer. This is just one of them going in. Let me just make sure I coat all that. Our fryer is on 375, so we're going to let it go right now. Should hear a little sizzle. We didn't lose our power, did we? No. So once your apple treat is in the fryer, you just want to give your basket a little shake because it might stick to the bottom with that batter. So you just want to give it a little shake. If it does stick, you kind of wait till it's cooked, and then you just kind of pry it off a little bit. If you don't want to use the basket, if you don't have a basket, take the basket out, and then it'll just drop directly to the bottom and float up when it's ready. So we're gonna do a little bit of both. We're gonna show you both. Okay, this one's looking really beautiful. It's frying up nice. You're doing a good job. Good job. So you kind of have like an apple lollipop. This is really cute. They're very fun, and you can actually decide what you want to use for dip or topping or little treat on top. All right, that's good, honey. I'll let that go. So this one has a lot of batter on it. It's going to take a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to just put it in right next to the other one. It's on a little side. You guys can see, some of you can see on Facebook. It's on a little side angle, so I want to keep an eye on it and make sure that it doesn't go all over the place. All right, so the last thing that we're going to do is, Sophia, I'll bring this back here for a second. Our apple rings will coat all of those. We don't really need to keep showing you the same thing over and over again. So you saw us put this batter on. You see the batter, it's kind of thick. It's closer to a waffle than a pancake. What are you doing? You want a big piece like that? Okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. You can do that. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to get our little toppings ready. Let me just check my apple. I'm going to flip it over. So that looks good. The good thing about the hole in the middle is you can kind of put a chopstick in there and flip it, right? All right, these are going to be yummy. I'm going to take a little bit of regular, this is organic raw sugar. I'm going to put it in the bottom. Good girl. Just leave it in there for now because I don't want to mess with these two. And I'm going to take some, we told you guys BYON because this certainly is something very delicious and it is a little treat, but you're getting your protein in, so it's a good thing, right? When you have a delicious protein powder like this, you really don't need to do much to it, but we just want to be a little bit creative and give you guys some different options to use with the protein powder, and also in the meantime getting your fruit in a little bit of fruit in there, right? Apples are really healthy and delicious, and they're very filling. So if you have your protein and you have your apple, it's going to be yummy. All right, so all I have here is like 2 tablespoons of sugar, half a teaspoon or a teaspoon of cinnamon. We can dunk our apples in there if we like. You want to do that, honey? Or we can just go for straight up Mike's Hot Honey. I'm not sure which one I want to do. All right, I just flipped it over. I flipped both of them over. They're looking good. Now, if you wanted to add cinnamon or, let's see, what else could you add to this? What else could you add to this batter? Chocolate. You could do cocoa powder, or you could do the Mutual Aid Organics chocolate protein powder. That would be nice. Yeah. That'd be good, right? All right, so I'm actually going to leave this here, Sophia. We're going to get ready for our apple. Now, obviously, we have to let this cool because we don't want to burn our mouths. But like that, it's like a little apple donut. Look how cute that is. All right, now I can put your other one in there. You ready with this one? Yeah. Make sure you got stuff on the back. You want to make sure you did. Well, now it's sticky. You got to put it back on. The good thing about these are you can make them up ahead of time, like I said earlier, and then you could just kind of throw them in the fryer when you want, or you can actually bake them in the oven. Okay, be careful, please. Oh, wait for me. Okay, good job. All right, so I'm going to shake that a little bit because I want to make sure that doesn't stick to the bottom. And then I'm going to take out this one's going to be really cool. This one probably needs a little bit more time to cook. That batter is really, really thick on there. Let's do one more, Sophia. Let's do this one. You want to do that one? We'll do this one. So just cover your apple. Get that batter on there nice. You can use your fingers. Don't be shy. The actual batter smells really good because of the protein powder. Oh, it smells delicious. I can smell that. All right, so if you want really thin, just kind of use your fingers to move it around a little bit, or a spoon. You could use a spoon. Make sure you get around the edges. Right? You want the hole closed or open? You got to decide that. If you want to pull the batter out, you can. I like it without because it kind of looks like a donut. And then you have like a little spot for all the cinnamon and sugar to go if you want. All right, Sophia. We're going to get our plates ready and our napkins because it's almost time to eat. I'm going to flip that one over. Here you go, Sophia. Good girl. So we have enough batter to do maybe one apple. What do we do? 1 or 2 apples, Sophia? These apples are kind of small. So one, we could do maybe 1 really big one or 2 small ones like that, right? 2 little ones. All right, we have our napkins. Do we really need a plate for this? I don't know. All right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to dip it in the cinnamon and sugar. And I'm just going to let it sit for a second. I've got Sophia's on the stick. Look at this. Woo! That's so cool, right? That looks like a really fun lollipop. All right. Stay. All right, last 2 are in the fryer. I would like it a little bit crispier, but our oil is fresh, so it's going to be really golden and light. Sophia's going to do hot honey, but careful, you might burn your mouth. I'll have a little hot honey on mine, too. There's nothing wrong with cinnamon, sugar, apples, protein powder, honey. It's all good stuff, right? It's all healthy for us, right? Ooh, that is good, honey. Oh, you're always decorating so nice. Look how nice you made that. That looks beautiful. Now, if you're going to, the honey's dripping off. If you're going to eat that, you got to be careful here. Put on your plate. It's so hot. You put on the plate, though. Where's my napkin? Did I lose the napkin? Ooh. Did I lose my napkin? Here. Just where's yours? I don't know. You don't need a napkin? Nope. Thank you. Napkins, you got to bring your own. I didn't bring my own, but thank you to Gluten Free Dad for giving it to me. All right, let's try our apple. Okay, ready? I'll go first because this is going to be too hot. Mmm. 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 That is really much. Right? It's so hot. Be careful. Mm-hmm. Mmm. Bite the skin. Not bite the skin. That's why I like the skin on. It holds the apple in place. Sometimes the batter will slip off that side, but it's okay. It's still delicious. The apple got nice and soft. Mmm. Mmm. Mm. Okay. You guys hear all that sizzling? That is the apple sizzling. That's it. I'm gonna take a bite. You gotta go now. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna show you the last of our 2 apple treats. And then you'll be on your way for the weekend. Oh, look at this. Look at those cute little apple donuts. Apple treats. Saying apple nut. Yours is a nice thick piece. How is that? You like the batter thick on there, or you like mine better? You like it on a stick or not? All right. It's delicious with the hot honey.
I could eat all of those.
Mhm.
You could eat all of those too?
Yeah.
All 4 by yourself? 1, 2, 3, 4, really? That'd be the whole apple. Then you would have ate a whole apple. So you know what they say about apples. What do they say? An apple a day, what?
Keeps the doctor away. Yay! We don't want to see the doctor anymore anyway. All right, guys, it was great being with you today. We hope you enjoyed our apple treat with our Nutrilite Organics protein powder, plant-based, vegan certified, gluten-free, soy-free, all the yummy stuff coated onto our apples and put into the deep fryer. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, do you? You think there's anything wrong with that? What do you guys think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, 1 and 1, 2 and 2. We got 1 thumbs down and 1 thumbs up. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. 2 thumbs up, we want 2 thumbs up. Yeah? All right, we're all done. Thank you for helping Mommy today. You guys, thank you for tuning in today. Thank you to our camera crew in the back. You guys saw some behind the scenes pictures. Thank you to Gluten Free Grandma for cleaning up our mess. We're going to make sure she gets one of these because we have no food today. This is our food. So thank you guys for tuning in. We want you to come, taste, and see how good it is to be gluten-free. We want you to download the app on iOS or Google because you're going to love it. It's going to have so many recipes. It's going to have so many tips and tricks, so many reviews of restaurants and products that we love. So we hope to see you there. Have a beautiful and delicious weekend, everybody. God bless. Yes. Got to do the cards. Makeup by Artistry, hair by Satinique. Aprons by REM Designs. Thank you to our pantry partners and fridge friends. Yeah, thank you to Mike's Hot Honey and Nutrilite Organics. Namaste Flour. And thank you to you guys. ABC Gluten Free is a production of American Buds. Have a delicious weekend, everybody. Ciao. Thank you, darling. Okay, it's apple time. Let's finish this.